Tonight, one organization raises awareness for child abuse.
Plus, Troy University honored one of its staff members. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for September 24th, 2013. I'm Christina Cook.
And I'm Courtney Addison. Thank you for joining us this evening. Every quarter, Troy University selects one of its employees from all of the campuses around the world to be the McKinney Award winner. The quarterly award is the highest honor given to a non-faculty staff member. Connor McCreary introduces us to the most recent winner.
Troy University Chancellor Jack Hawkins presented the McKinney Award to Summer Davis on Tuesday morning.
I was incredibly surprised. It was actually when they started naming my titles, the first inkling that I had that it could have really been me.
Davis is an enrollment coordinator for Troy University's Brunswick site. She says she enjoys working with students.
We do this for a reason. We work with students, whether it's being a recruiter or, a clerk or being a vice chancellor. You do it because you care about students and what they are here to do, and you know that what you do changes lives. Sometimes you don't immediately feel it, but every little bit you do can make a huge difference. It's kind of a ripple effect, and so just keep that on your mind as you do your daily things.
Davis says she appreciates the award, but feels her purpose is making sure students succeed.
Sometimes the smallest reward is a smile on the student's face when they walk across the stage, and that's really why I do it, because of that. And to be honored in this way, it blows me away.
As a McKinney Award winner, Davis received an engraved clock and a $1,000 stipend.
Childhood abuse is something that horrifies many, but it is a real problem. Today, an organization was raising awareness and support for a cause to stop this crime and be the voice for abused and underprivileged children in the Pike County area. Judson Garner has more.
A simple table is raising awareness about the complex issue of abused and/or neglected children in Pike County.
When a child is abused, it shatters their confidence.
Tuesday in the Trojan Center, the Kappa Delta sorority was taking applications for a fundraiser to help local children in need of a better home.
We are hosting a Shamrock event, and it's a football tournament on the 19th of October.
This is the philanthropy for the Kappa Delta sorority. Shelby Miller, a freshman, says although she's new to the organization, her previous work with children who end up in these same type circumstances has given her a passion for helping those children who cannot help themselves.
I know that we have opportunities to be able to go and visit with the kids who are in the Child Advocacy Center, and just to see them have some sort of love shown in them whenever they're in a really hard position. I know I really enjoy that. I've been on several mission trips, and they've been inner city mission trips, not outside the country, and so our whole goal is to really just show them love when they don't have any love at home.
Miller says the money raised through this charity flag football tournament will go to the organization Prevent Child Abuse America. She says 80% of the funds will benefit local children through the Pike County Child Advocacy Center. Judson Garner, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The entry form for the Shamrock Flag Football Tournament is due no later than September 27th. For more information on getting a form and the tournament, please call Eliza Treyrick at 334-726-3960.
Troy University's homecoming may be 2 weeks away, but it is already time for students to decide who may be the next homecoming queen. The homecoming court election is this Wednesday in the SGA office. 30 young women are vying for the chance to be on this year's homecoming court. The student body will cast their vote for five of their favorite candidates, and the top 5 vote getters will be named to this year's court. The homecoming queen will be picked from the top 5 by an interview process and announced at halftime of the homecoming game on October 5th. The homecoming election is from 8 to 5 tomorrow in the SGA office in room Trojan Center 215, and you must have your student ID to vote.
Well, Troy University will get a taste of French culture via the silver screen starting this Thursday. The Troy University Library will present a 5-week French film festival starting with the screening of an Academy Award-winning film, The Artist, this Thursday night. The free film screenings are being presented courtesy of a grant from the French-American Cultural Exchange. Organizers feel this is a good way to expose people to new cultures.
Troy Dothan Library had this grant given to them a couple of times in the past 5 years, and they had great turnout. It's a good way to expose people in this area to French films. Most people haven't really been exposed to them before. There's not really a location around here besides the Capri Theater in Montgomery to actually see French films, but we figure this would be a good chance. Bring it to Troy, spread it around some more, let more students come in, get involved.
Once again, the French Film Festival starts this Thursday at 7 in Patterson Hall, room 101. After that, films will be shown every Thursday for the next 4 weeks, and it's free and open to the public.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Montgomery, payday loan businesses are suing to block a new loan database planned by the Alabama Department of Banking. Several payday loan businesses, including CashSmart, Rapid Cash, and Quick Cash, filed the suit in Montgomery County Circuit Court and asked a judge to stop the department from creating the database by regulation.
And in Mobile, a school accused of improperly disposing of 24 computer monitors is facing a $10,000 fine from the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. Alabama School of Math and Science officials are accused of burying the equipment in May 2012 at a site in Chatham, about 30 miles north of Centronell.
And also in Montgomery, Alabama Attorney General Luther Strange has announced that 7 people have pleaded guilty to stealing money from an oil spill settlement fund. Strange says 5 of the defendants were charged with theft of property and were ordered to pay between $2,500 and almost $6,000 in restitution.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the Trojan football team didn't play the type of game they like to in Starkville. Mitchell Spoon will tell us more in sports.
And now Mitchell Spoon joins us with sports. So Mitchell, the football team didn't exactly have their picture-perfect outcome last weekend against Mississippi State, but from what I'm hearing, the golf team is actually doing really well.
That's right. The men and women's team both finished their first season today. We'll let you know how they did right now in sports. The men's golf team finished up their first tournament of the season earlier today in the Reese Jones Invitational in Tofusky Island, South Carolina. The Trojans as a team finished tied for ninth alongside of Winthrop University with a score of 45 over par, 909. Junior Philip Brennan led the Trojans tied for 14th with a final score of 6 over par, 222. And fellow junior Jake Tucker finished with a score of 8 over par, 224. Kennesaw State won the event with the 21 over par, 885, barely edging out South Florida and South Carolina, who tied for second with a score of 23 over par, 887. The teams play next on October 14th and 15th in the Auto Trader Collegiate Classic in Duluth, Georgia. And the women's team completed their first tournament of the season as well in the ULM Fred Marks Invitational in Monroe, Louisiana. The Trojans finished third as a team with a score of 895. Junior Langley Vanoy finished with a score of 220, while Fatima Cano finished closely behind with a score of 225. The team plays next at the Jacksonville Courtyard Classic in Jacksonville, Florida on October 14th and 15th. And the Troy football team said all offseason that the defense would improve. Well, against Mississippi State Bulldogs, they took a few steps backward rather than going forward. Whether it was a trick play, a run, or even a pass, the Trojan defense looked to be in a state of disarray all night against the Bulldogs, coming off of a tough loss at Jonesboro against the Arkansas State Red Wolves. This was a game that Troy players, fans, and coaches had circled on their calendar, looking to avenge last season's home loss in which the Bulldogs won 30-24. And even without their starting quarterback, the Bulldogs looked sharp all night, accounting for 551 yards of offense. Quarterback Corey Robinson and head coach Larry Blakeney summed up the game with one important word.
I think I can just bring it into one word, and that's embarrassed. For me, for Coach Blakeney, him taking us to a place like that and then us showing up and playing like that way. It's just embarrassed for him and for ourselves. It's been a while since I had that feeling.
Embarrassing loss, yes. I've been embarrassed before. It's not the worst I've ever been beaten, but it's close.
The Trojans will look to regroup and improve as they prepare to travel to Durham, North Carolina to take on the Blue Devils of Duke on Saturday. And in other news for the football program, the Trojans welcomed the promotion of Jamal Smith to Director of Football Operations. Smith played for Troy from 2001 to 2004 and has worked with the team since 2007. And the Trojan soccer team wrapped up non-conference play over the weekend against Kennesaw State. The Trojans fell in their non-conference match 2-0. The team is now preparing for conference play this weekend, and even though the soccer team ended the non-conference portion with a loss, head coach Chris Bentley feels that they can learn from the match as they prepare for their conference opener.
I think it was actually a good game. They threw some new things at us. They were direct, athletic, and I think it was important for our girls to get in a game like that and compete like that prior to conference. It's unfortunate we didn't get on the winning end, but it was a good sign. I think there's a lot of good things we could take from it. We hadn't really been scored in the run of play very often this semester too, and during this game we scored on twice during the run of play. So I think it was good also that we can shore up some things before we get into conference and identify some new problems as well for us to fix. So it was good.
The Trojans open conference play against Texas State Sunday at 1 at the Trojan Soccer Complex. And the Trojan volleyball team did not fare so well on the road this weekend, going 0-3 in the Clemson Classic. Troy faced some tough competition as they lost to Delaware, Alabama, and the host team Clemson. Even though the team was unable to pick up a win, head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick feels the experience the team gained from non-conference play should get them ready for their conference schedule, which kicks off this weekend.
We played some really good competition, and we scheduled the season, the preseason, to be able to really challenge us to get us ready for the Sun Belt. And while our record isn't great, we've really competed well against some really top-notch teams. And looking forward to playing Western Kentucky on Friday night, just to see how that has prepared us for them coming in here.
Play Western Kentucky on Friday at 7 in Trojan Arena. So, Courtney, Christina, unfortunately for the Trojans, they couldn't get that win in Mississippi against the Bulldogs. But congratulations to both the men and women's golf team, especially for the women's who picked up their best score in almost 10 years.
Exactly. Big congratulations to them, and hopefully the football team has been working really hard this week to pick things back up at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Mitchell.
Thank you.